Hello and welcome to another edition of the Totally Tranmere Podcast. I am Matthew Jones from totally.tranmere.co.uk and Total Tranmere's Twitter page, twitter.com/Total Tranmere. And with me today, as usual, I have Paul Harper. Hello, Paul.
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
I'm alright, yourself?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Have you got over the disappointment of Rochdale on Tuesday?
Not quite, but it's bound to lay close to my chest until hopefully 3 points on Saturday.
Obviously, a hugely disappointing 1-1 draw for us. Led for about 90 minutes before we pulled back. Do you think we deserve more from the game?
I'm not so sure if we deserved it. Played well for the first sort of 20-25 minutes, I think. Dominated the game. Could have had 2-3 goals in the first sort of 20 minutes. Then it's the same old problems of sitting back and allowing Rochdale back into the game and just dropping back far too deep, giving too much time on the ball, and so we were made to pay the price right at the very end.
I thought, as you say, we started the game very well. I thought first half an hour we were by far the better team. It's one of the best half an hours of football I've seen us play, but after that we just didn't seem to defend as high up the pitch as we have been. I thought Enoch Shawumli got tired very quickly, and although he did a lot of running, I think that had an effect on the team. And I think, but once again, despite the fact that we did draw 1-1, and you could argue that they deserved a point, there's no avoiding the fact that we had plenty of chances to win that game, and we should have taken 3 points regardless of how we defended. I mean, Ash Taylor could have had a hat-trick, he could have had 2 in the first half, 1 in the second. Schwabney missed a clear-cut header in the second half, free header from a corner, I think. And then Dale Jennings missed that chance, which, from that position, regardless of his age or ability, you've got to hit the target from.
Yeah, absolutely. We had plenty of chances to sew the game up well before the 95th minute. It just wasn't to be, and like you say, Schwabney missed a couple of good chances. Jennings missed that great chance in the second half. We had plenty of shots on goal in the first half as well. Very disappointing, really, and 2 points dropped, definitely.
Could you argue that missing so many chances was what forced the team to go further and further back, defend deeper and deeper as the game went on and on?
Possibly. It's hard to say, really. I mean, you were in the paddock, weren't you? And you could hear Les Parry shouting for the defence to push up. But no matter how much shouting he was doing, they were just dropping deeper and deeper. So,
he wasn't the only one either. Tony Warner was screaming at his defence to get them out, and the play just dropped further and further back. I think obviously Ian Goodison going off didn't help that either, despite how much good form Nick Wood's been in recently.
Exactly, yeah. They defended, but if you put those chances away, then you can afford to sit back a little bit and defend. But to score at 1, you really need that second goal just to kill the opposition off. We didn't get it, and we were made to pay the price with good old Gary Jones, the man on target again.
Looking forward, obviously, to the game against Notts County on Saturday, another big game. What have we got to do differently in that game to ensure that we pick up the 3 points?
I mean, it's difficult to say, really. I mean, I don't think we played all that badly in the last sort of few weeks. Attacking-wise, it'd be nice to see the forwards back in form and hitting the target and maybe getting on the score sheet. It's been a while since Shawumli got us a goal. I think it was Notts County.
Yeah, 20th of November.
Around, wasn't it? Yeah, the 20th of November. So it's a long time since he got a goal, and he does look short of confidence in front of goal. At times he was through one-on-one, and he's not buried it. So if we're a bit more clinical and keep it nice and tight, like we have been doing recently in defence, Notts County are a good team, but as they showed last week against Manchester City, but there's no reason why we can't get at them and cause some problems.
Well, Notts County haven't actually won a game in their last 6, I think it is, since they beat Sunderland in the 3rd round of the Cup. Obviously a big result for them, but since then they've not recorded much. Maybe their focus is on the Cup instead of the league, and they played their league game against Walsall on Wednesday, so Tranmere have obviously had a day's extra rest. Ian Goodison should be fit for the match. It was only cramp that brought him off on Tuesday. And Andy Robinson's got a bit of match sharpness ahead of him, so hopefully that all bodes well. Hopefully we'll be able to take 3 points from the game and extend our run to 4 games unbeaten.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Like you say, hopefully Goodison's fit enough to play again. He looked okay, didn't he, on Tuesday? No problems with his foot. And obviously Robinson had a bit of game time as well, so hopefully we might see a bit more of him on Saturday. It's a game that we should be looking to try and get maximum points from. Notts County are a point or 2 perhaps ahead of us in the league, so a win will put us above them. So it's that invitation to rise at least 1 place in the league table. So we've got to try and take advantage of that.
Other team news ahead of the game on Saturday. Lati Felford Aliou on loan from West Brom. He plays his final game of his loan spell before returning to the club, while Sumana Bakayoko could have a place on the bench, as could Timothy Catalina, but Max Blanchard and Marlon Brooms both out once again. So defensive options getting a bit better for Tranmere, but still a bit short in central defence, wouldn't you say, Paul?
Yeah, definitely. The absence of Marlon Brooms and Max Blanchard makes it a little bit more difficult. Obviously, it was great to see Goodison back in the team on Tuesday night. Obviously, Nick Wood's back in the fray a little bit more with after two good games. So obviously, a bit more strength in depth in the central defensive area would be a great thing to have.
So, what's your prediction ahead of the game then, Paul?
There's no reason why we can't beat Notts County, although they showed that obviously on the TV on Sunday afternoon against Man City that they've got some good players there, and obviously Lee Hughes is always a threat to defenders. But we've got to be positive, take the game to them, get Jennings on the ball as much as we can, and let's nice to see a nice 2-goal cushion for a change.
Before we move away from Tranmere's fixtures, we've just got a couple of audio clips for you on Twitter. We've been asking for you to send in your 20-minute match report, 20-second, we don't want a 20-minute, 20-second match report from the previous game. If you can do that for the Notts County game, we'd be very grateful. The only rule is no swearing, no shouting, and no longer for 20 seconds. And we got 2 from Shane Gibman and George Powell. Mark Duncan, very sorry, couldn't fit your report in because we couldn't open the file type. But here from Shane Gibman and George Powell.
Well, I wasn't at the game. I was listening to it on Tranmere Player, but throughout the game it sounded like we were dominant. I don't know what happened. I don't know how we managed to let them score in the last minute of injury time, but it's happened again and we've dropped points again. I'm gutted.
Evening, guys. Hugely disappointed in tonight's result. And it would be Gary Jones that scores the equaliser. Local guy just living round the corner in Upton there. But hey, we've got to keep the faith and be positive. Rovers need to learn not to sit so deep. It catches them out all the time. So Saturday, 3 points on the cards. Absolutely, we can do it, guys. Anyway, thanks for the podcast, guys. Bye.
Yeah, that was great. Great to hear some thoughts from some supporters. Like we said earlier, we'd love to hear your 20-second reviews on the next game, which will be Notts County on Saturday. So get recording, don't be shy, and send them across to podcast@total-tranmere.co.uk, and we'll play them on the next show.
Thanks very much for those, and we hope that more of you will email in future weeks. Moving on now to our emails. This week we asked, what's your favourite ever Ian Thomas Moore goal following his move away from the club, and we got some great responses, didn't we, Paul?
We did indeed, and there's plenty to choose from, as I found out after a night of YouTubing. Shall I read the first one?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we've got John Warrington, who emailed us to say that his favourite Ian Thomas Moore goal was the one he scored versus Scunthorpe in the Johnston Paints Trophy on a cold Tuesday night in December. If I remember rightly, it was voted Goal of the Week on Sky Sports News. what makes it stand out on a personal note for John was the celebration where he ran to the crowd. We were right at the front by the time he got there, so good times, he says. Yeah, that was a pretty good goal, wasn't it?
Well, I have to say that was my favourite goal by Ian Thomas-Moore. The technique on it was just sheer class. It was class much above League One level, and it was just absolutely superb. The keeper had absolutely no chance of saving that one, and he scored a few other screamers in his time, but for me, that was the one.
Yeah, found my personal favourite after hours and hours of agonising about which game it was and not being able to find out. It was, in fact, 2008-2009 season, a 4-1 victory over Carlisle at Frenton Park, with Ian Thomas-Moore from the right-hand side of the penalty box just curling a beautiful shot with the outside of his foot into the top corner. Fantastic. Yeah, what probably makes it a bit more interesting on a personal level was that I was right behind the goal, so as soon as it left his foot, you could just see where it was going. So that one stands out for me, definitely.
Yeah, it's a great strike as well. And there's also a very good one against Leeds, I seem to remember, at home from about 25 yards, which he screamed into the bottom corner game. We won 2-1 at Frenton Park.
Yeah, definitely. That was obviously a great finish. Obviously, a nice important goal to give us 3 points against the mighty Leeds.
Got a further email here from Mark Duncan. He says, "Hi lads, great show as always." He says, "With regards to Ian Thomas-Moore, I feel he has been a true servant to Tranmere Rovers and is one of the few players who plays 100%, 110% every game, putting everything in for the team. He had a touch of class at this level, and his lack of pace is probably his only downfall these days. He feels if he wanted to move, then he should have been allowed. It sounds like Tranmere did good business on him, as Ronnie clearly wanted him rather. However, he has left. As he has left, it is important we should increase Jennings' wages and his contract till at least the end of the